Hey, I'm Mark,
I'm Rich, and we're
and
effing
we're
over it.
effing over it, effing over AI specifically, AI data centers, and all this
AI,
coming up.
Techbros.
Like, do we really need to basically reconstruct half of our infrastructure to have cat videos with big eyes? Or, like, I mean, I get it, like, there's going to be benefits for it, but what's seeming to be the necessity for these data centers and destroying towns, taking all of our resources. And you know what? Actually, I do want to ask real quick about data centers and their resources and using all the water. And this data center in Utah specifically with Kevin O'Leary and using all their water and getting the rights to their water. Why do data centers need to use their water so much? It's for their servers and cooling,
Yes.
but they why can't they recycle the same water like a radiator?
I don't I
Why
don't
do
I
they
don't
have to
know.
have fresh water pumped in daily? Like, wouldn't it just need like a system to cool and like a radiator? Like, you,
I
you have cooling systems that don't need flowing water.
I have a
I don't know.
radiator
Like,
in
I'm
my
just asking
computer.
that.
I have a
Do
water
you have
cooled.
it plugged into the tap?
No, it's
Do you
not
have your
plugged into the tap. It's a
right?
closed
I'm
loop
like,
system.
but besides the point, what it's seeming to cost society in general, you know, I will bring up this video where sadly the voice of reason here is going to be Tucker Carlson, as much as I hate to say it.
I think you got it right the first time, Tuckle.
Tucker Carlson.
Tuckle.
Tucker. So let's do this here. Let me shrink it down. Or like have it full screen anyway.
Let me ask, though, about why taxpayers should have to pay for this if it's a private business and your tenants are some of the richest companies in the world. Why would taxpayers be required, as they now are, to subsidize this?
They don't. They don't necessarily have to do that. They just won't win any contracts. It's a competition.
But why are you getting tax breaks is my
Yeah,
question.
everybody. You go back and you say, what incentives can you give us to invest $15 billion in the first 1.5 gigs? That's what it takes. I have to go raise $15 billion.
Well,
That's just
okay,
the
but anyone who
first one.
starts a business, why should taxpayers have to pony up for that?
They don't. But
Well, of course they do.
others,
I mean, if you're getting a tax break and they're not, they're making up the difference. There's a state
okay,
budget.
that's no
They can't-
problem.
Yeah.
That's no problem. I can build it in Texas. I can build it in Jacksonville, Mississippi.
No,
They're
but
they're the
why, if it's such a good business, would you be asking taxpayers to help pay for it without giving them equity in the company? Are you giving taxpayers shares?
No, the investors get the shares, but here's why they would do
But
it.
why would the taxpayers have to? I
Well,
mean,
I'm
in other words,
telling
if you
you
want to
why.
start a business, but why am I, as a taxpayer, forced to pay for it? Your business?
Great question. Great,
Yeah.
great question. Why is all the investment coming from the taxpayers, and then the taxpayers don't reap any of the benefit that an investor would? Is that
Yeah.
not how capitalism works?
Yeah. Yeah. If we're investing, why aren't we getting part of the investment?
And paying for the resources.
So you can't have it both ways. Either pay for the infrastructure yourself.
But that's what they want. That's what these Kevin O'Leary type billionaires expect, because they'll just take their money and run. They're going to take their toys and run. If we don't give them our toys too. And I say
But nobody
fuck
wants
off
it.
then. I
Nobody
know.
wants AI. Nobody.
But
Did you see the?
But they're paying off everybody in power to make it happen, even though every constituent of these people who voted for them don't want it.
No. No,
It's just
that's the thing. That's the thing. I've been so deep in this lately too. On like the if you want to see, like, we are not that far apart as far as Democrat, Republican, MAGA, Lib, whatever. Go to all these small towns where they're trying to put all these things and nobody wants them. and that's across the board, across the whole country. Because they're touting that it's going to take everybody's jobs. It's not going to. First off, it'll take some, but it's not going to take as many as they claim it's going to. Two, people are already poisoning all the data on it as well.
Poisoning the water too. Did you see AOC with the water this week?
Yeah.
I mean, we could play that clip if you wanted to, but it's disgusting. Like, talk about Flint, Michigan being such a huge story. Now this is just getting brushed under the rug because the billionaires are in pocket with the administration.
Right.
In the media.
But nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. It's not going to turn a profit. And did you see NVIDIA as well?
Right.
Like Jensen Huang's
even.
Jensen Huang's wife runs a not-for-profit that bought AI time that uses NVIDIA graphics cards. So it's all, everybody understands it's one big circle. NVIDIA's passing out money to everybody.
Insider trading crypto all over again, scam.
It's all just one big circle of passing the same $1 million around because number go bigger.
Tap it from the government for the investment and then take all you can squeeze out of the actual business and then pay no taxes on it. Like, it's like triple dipping now. The billionaires are like triple dipping. Like,
right.
It's enraging.
And this is Neil deGrasse Tyson. I watch him. He's like, it has not even made a discovery yet because it can't.
Because it only works on information we already have.
Right. It only works on the information that we have. And all the information for like the medical field and the science field and the space industry and all those industries, those people can already do the math and check the math of what the model is doing. So if you can't do the math, it's not going to give you, the layman, any more insight than you'd already have to be able to do the math. And if you can already do the math, you don't really need the LL. You don't really need that as the model. They're doing such big models of like the universe and stuff like that that's super complicated and would take supercomputers a lot of time. But I don't see us needing that much compute power as they're needing to be able to run society. We're just not going to need it.
Well, and look at like the things that are coming out now with its math and not understanding time, and like I would check that math most of the times anyway. So then what's the point of it?
Right.
Like, you're going to have to go back and check the math and do the work anyway, basically. But
right. Well, and it gets an analog clock wrong, like at least 60% of the time, which I think is what I've read, 60 to 75% of the time. So, okay, like.
So who are you going to trust? Yeah.
Right. Right. So, and I'm not being, yes, I grew up during the time of Terminator and all those movies and AI is going to run us and all that stuff. No. I just don't see the benefit of it being that great because
there will be applications for it, but it's a tool just like anything else, you know. It's like,
right,
you know,
well, just look at DLSL 5 or DLSS 5 on the NVIDIA, 50 series cards. Nobody likes it because it put AI slop over all the graphics and turned them all into meme graphics. So even gamers are railing hard against it. Plus, we're pissed off because we can't get graphics cards. We can't get any DEMs. We can't get any storage. We can't get any SSDs because there are none. Not that anybody wants a 50 series graphics card at $3,000 anyways. So it's you're killing the whole consumer product as a whole. You're killing a whole industry. It's like, thanks, gamers. Now we're out. We got our money. We're now just going to do business to business and do a whole circle jerk. And I hope your GPU
we're going to get Grand Theft
break.
Auto 6, and then that's it. At what cost?
And the whole industry is going to implode right after that. But it's just what are you going to do? And when I was talking with you earlier this week about this, and Tucker just brought it up, I can't believe I'm agreeing with him. But why don't we as a whole, and I'm stealing this from the Spirit Airlines people, because I did say, yes, I want a piece of that. I put my, here, take my $45. They didn't actually take the cash, but where you said you were going to pledge the money to them, I did it. Why don't we as a whole, come up with our own companies, come up with our own Amazon, come up with our own GPU manufacturer, our own Windows, operating system manufacturers that's owned by all of us at $45. If we all pledged $45, every adult in the country pledged $45, it'd be like $12 billion. We could totally start.
And that's what's so crazy is hearing Tucker Carlson, of all people, suggesting this and giving, if you're taking tax dollars, giving those investors, the people, a piece of the pie, basically is giving the people the means of production and is socialism. So now Tucker Carlson is full-blown socialist. Basically, because he doesn't understand what he's saying. Like socialism to him is just a bad word. Right. But this whole concept is giving people the means of production. So when we have semblance of this in this country with employee-owned companies, labor unions, and going back to your point of what would be needed for this is just all of us coming together. It's all collective bargaining. It's collective, so it's getting the notoriety like that Spirit had that kind of got the ground running. If like we really were able to embrace something like that as everybody together, and then it's what's crazy to me is that there's more of a chance of that happening coming around literally everybody, MAGA, everybody down, and the people coming together to support a business, and then they'll go and vote against social programs and socialism, not realizing, it's like it's all about how it's packaged in this country.
Because I'm not thinking of it as a socialist program. I don't want the government running the business.
No, I know,
I want it to be an actual corporation.
Right, but that's what basically kind of is,
Right.
It basically is giving the people,
completely.
Then
it's ours, because we're not gonna sit here and go, oh well, our CEO needs a new $300 million yacht, Zuckerberg.
Right.
You're
all gonna vote on how much everything's divided. Everyone votes and gets a say in how everything's divided. It's how unions work, because that's our taste of socialism. Because it's all like capitalism, they work together, like that's why the social countries struggle to be profitable and like have good business, and have businesses come in and tax the crap out of them and stuff, because I don't know, it's just always that middle ground. It's you go one way or the other, so too far it's going to collapse, so I don't know, like that's the thing, is I just wish people would embrace, like, let's do it with healthcare. Let's own healthcare as a people. If it's so profitable, it's one of the most profitable industries in this country. What if we all invested in hospitals and had a people-owned chain of hospitals that's a Kaiser level? That would be a good industry to do what you're saying, I think everybody could get behind it easier.
I'm saying they've already the proof of concept is already done, is what I'm saying. So, like the first one, like do an Amazon first, because we all need the goods, and then instead of, the company would still have to be profitable.
Give actual competition,
right? But then it would actually, because Walmart and Target, they're competitors, but if we made our own Amazon. First off, Jeff Bezos can take you could tax me all you want. It's not going to help the nurse in Brooklyn anymore. Go sit down, boy. You're not part of the conversation. You're really not, because that's such a disingenuous statement for you to say. It's not even funny. But yeah, you wouldn't. That's what I'm. Yeah, like why don't we start our own companies that are already based off the big companies, which are just companies to begin with, and we all have a piece of it, i.e., a stock option in it or whatever, or a dividend, which is kind of how it was originally before the stock market.
And we've all worked in it, like we all run it, so it's not like
we choose.
We
the
wouldn't
CEO,
know how to do it,
and
because
like
literally just take the people who have worked at Amazon or all of them.
they would probably
like,
jump ship and come over to us, because part of the charter would be like, we have to pay living wages of where you're at. So instead of the company being $1 trillion profitable, or the CEO making 600 trillion this year or whatever, I mean,
stock buybacks, it's
making,
actually going into the company. Or
there's no stock buybacks. There's none of that, which we need to do on a federal level.
It's not
anyway,
going to shareholders. It's
back.
going to the company. To pensions. Bring back pensions and retirements for people.
Yeah, they all grifted us out of that, and I'm looking at going back to the Democrats allowing that shit to happen too. Just because the Republicans may have been the ones that did it, you allowed it. And
they don't fight for
back.
unions anymore.
Yeah, and you don't fight for unions.
They don't even mention unions, right? And that's the only way to get it nowadays. Pensions don't exist other than unions.
Right. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if we own the company, then if Jeff needs everybody would get a normal raise as far as that concerned, but the CEO wouldn't make 2,000% more than his lowest worker. He just wouldn't.
Right.
It'd be, yes, you're the CEO, you run the company. You're going to make a little bit more than everybody else because it's all on your head.
Yeah, you're going to make a healthy salary.
Right.
That's going to still be envious of people and want to move up, because you're going to make 10 grand more than them or whatever,
right.
But not $20 million more.
Right.
That's crazy.
Or billions more or whatever,
And for what? For the highest, literally the most replaceable position of any company. If any company's CEO dies today, you know what the company does? Still has the meeting and moves on. Look at the healthcare company when that guy got shot.
Right.
He was on his way to a board meeting. They still had that meeting and moved on like nothing. They didn't skip a beat. But what happens when somebody on some production line, or like the person actually doing what is required for a business to run, who's getting pennies on the dollar comparatively, And
we wouldn't make them pee in a bottle just to be quoted. They'd actually be able to go pee. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why
it's dystopian.
Yeah, why we keep giving them tax breaks, which is our money, and then we don't get a living wage on top of it, and then they get all the tax breaks on their end as well as the company's concerned. They don't get to pay any taxes, and then they get to not pay any taxes personally because they get to take loans away off of their stocks, because they won't take Jeff Bezos only makes 80 grand a year on paper, because it's all in stocks, and he's borrowed against the stocks, and then he doesn't pay any taxes on that. So he's got like 5 different income streams to where he's not being taxed. The company's not being taxed. My company paid more in taxes than Amazon did this year, and I'm a one-guy shop. I'm a one-guy
and they'll
company.
pay half their fortune to keep it that way rather than just pay taxes.
Right. So I was just like, if we're doing all that anyways, why don't we just collectively put our money together? We have all the lawyers, we have all the tech guys, we have all the, we have every step of the operation that it would need to get any business off the ground that would compete against them. We'd be able to pay them better. We'd be able to pay them as good. You'd already own part of the company.
You know what I just thought of too? Basically, like, Tucker Carlson kind of laid Kevin O'Leary up right there, in the sense of like, well, what do the people get out of it? He could have made it very easy and, gotten his initial investment that I'm sure he took his chunk of. So he's making money. He starts this business, takes his percentage, and then the people get back their investment plus some, and he looks like a hero.
Right.
Like, it could have been done. They just won't do it.
Right.
Like, these peons don't deserve a piece of my pie.
Right.
That's the mentality they have.
Right.
It could be done.
I need my $300 million yacht, Zuckerberg.
And everyone else needs to kiss my feet.
Right.
Because it's an oligarch, you know, like that's
Right.
what it's a modern bank account based royal family now. You know,
Yeah.
it's not based who's in your blood. It's based on how many zeros are in your bank account and who you can squeeze and threaten and use your power, because that's what power is now.
I was talking to a
Yeah.
guy, and he was like, so what if we get rid of all the billionaires? The businesses will dry up. I'm like, they're boards. These are companies. What do you mean? Like, where are they going? They're going to take their company and move it across seas? Okay, there's still going to be an international company.
If that billionaire dies tomorrow, if Jeff Bezos dies tomorrow and Amazon goes with him, are you still gonna find a way to go buy your fucking tampons or whatever or you know, I don't know, what the fuck, whatever you're buying on Amazon, because it's literally everything. You name it.
Right.
You're not gonna exist in the, like, people aren't gonna still purchase and have needs and demand. Demand won't exist if billionaires don't control the supply. That's bullshit.
Right.
Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. And we control the supply. We control it then.
yeah, we control the supply because we control the demand.
Right.
So we should have a say in the supply, because God damn it, our system's fucked up. They're dangling it over us and decide, whereas we're creating it, and they get to hold it and dangle it over us for whatever they decide.
But then if we made the business, every time we bought something from it, we'd be paying ourselves.
We would decide, yeah. We would decide what's fair, what's going to make sense to make us all money and keep this going.
Right. Because it would be a company, so I would still do my normal job. I wouldn't be working for that company. Yeah. It's just I'd already have the piece in that company, and you would have the piece, and everybody else would have the piece. And guess what? You could even buy a piece with for one of your kids. So your kids could be literally one and already be making.
Yeah, that's how you would build it. Yeah, if everyone, like, because that's what I like is the most frustrating thing, is that, like, how can you look at trickle down economics and expect it to work when the money is all sitting in one spot and not flowing hands? Money has to flow hands.
Right.
Like, that's how economies work. Economies don't work when everyone hoards it and a few people have it and decide when they want to spend it. Like, that's how small towns dry up. That's what's going to happen with these data centers and stuff too. Like, I don't know, if you don't have other businesses around in an area to support people and to spend money, like,
ChatGPT is going to go down. From what I understand, it's not going to be able to sustain itself, and when it does go down, because it's not turning a profit, and it probably won't for the next 5 years minimum, but if it goes down, it's going to take Oracle with it. And do you know how much Oracle's like meshed into everything, like our government and stuff like that? Like, super bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad.
Like, that's when the planes are going to be all, like, is that what happened? Because is that when all the flights were delayed and went down? Was that Oracle?
I don't remember. I don't know what you're referencing.
I don't know. That's why I was just, yeah. No, I was just wondering. It was probably something else I was looking at. But I don't know. Yeah, no one wants it. We're getting robbed for it.
Hold on, I'm just doing some quick math.
We're spending so much money investing in it, and they're just not clear on what we're going to benefit from it. Only a few will benefit. It's money. That's the only benefit, is the money for the few. It's not any benefit for society.
So Jeff is estimated on the low side at 270, and there's 200 billion, and there's 267 million ish adults in the United States. That would be 1,011 back to us just off of his net worth. And Amazon's totaled at 2.89 trillion. And I know the $1,000 doesn't sound like a lot,
But for literally every citizen, that's insane.
that's for every
An
citizen.
individual could do that. The government can't do that.
Right, but that's where I get a little hung up on that math. It's like, yeah, I want all that to happen. I really do. But that number seems low. But if you're invested in the company and you have a piece in that company, and the company,
No, I was going to say,
and the
like,
company's
that's
worth,
kind of a lot.
yeah, but the company's worth 2.89 trillion, and we all have a piece of that 2.89 trillion. That's different. You know what I mean? But I would literally, again, I would do Amazon. I would do a car company, an Eve car company, and a gas car. I would do GPUs. I would do DIMMs, RAM sticks.
That's what I'm saying,
I
is
would
like,
do
if you want to do all that, it would have to like start some kind of like investment firm to like have them as an umbrella for all that, you know?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, and then we would start our own company and do our own insulin. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
the
what I was saying. The medical
patent-free for
stuff too,
insulin.
like that'd be big.
Right, like we would make sure it's only $13 for everybody, and then we wouldn't have to worry
Right.
about the next guy coming in and not making it $13 because we would just control the price and not allow it because we'd already own the company. So people would be getting paid. People would be able to, not have to worry about the prices. We would be paying ourselves. The benefits of all that, I think, outweighs, like I said, just, okay, we're only making 1,000. But if we took every Amazon guy that worked and every Amazon, because we're paying them more, we're treating them better. They're allowed to pee in the middle of the day, Bezos,
Yeah, and that's gonna make the higher, like, if something's even oh, now it's not $13, we have to raise insulin to $20 so that we all have this set up.
Right.
It's like that's gonna be much easier to take if you're like, oh well, everything's great for me because now I actually have everything I need and am making good money. And you're saying, like, for all of us to have this, now it has to go up in price. Well, okay,
Right.
like that would just make it so much easier to take something like that too.
Right.
Like,
because you're actually paying the people and it's not a profit driven thing. It's not because we need to make
Right.
$10 more to buy back $50 more in stock. And guess what? You still can't pee in the middle of the day,
Right.
type of deal, So I just don't.
yeah, I think that's just such a hurdle, is like getting everybody together. Who knows how to do
I
it.
mean, Spirit figured it out. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would get with.
Hopefully.
We have all the knowledge because we have all the lawyers, we have all the tech people that actually write all the code. We have all that. There's enough people out there disenfranchised, I think, that would be like,
You have to just get a good spokesperson.
right, and they would be like, yes, this is this, and they're corporations. I'm not saying the government runs it. Yes, we pay the taxes, and yes, we do all that other stuff. You know what I mean? But also, I think that also,
Yeah, it has the hierarchy like any business.
but
yeah.
that's also the other piece to that is then there are no Techbros or Elons or anybody buying our elections because we're the ones in control of all of it now.
Mhm.
So they have to come back and listen to us more. Either listen to us or you just force their hand. Well, fine. If money buys everything, then we'll start the corporations and become the competition and undercut everybody like capitalism does until we just make them all shut down and we're the last guys standings, and then we'll still be the nice guys at the end of the day and not be the evil corporate overlords, because it is the betterment for all of us, and you'll still have to listen to us. So which way do you want it to go? You know what I mean? That's just where my mind's going these days, and it feels super radical.
No, I know. I mean,
whatever,
I like the idea,
but that's just my nature.
I'm just like looking in the realism lens of like how would that go about getting started, you know,
Right.
and like getting people all to agree together to like get on board for it,
Right.
and like a spokesperson or somebody to like lay it out like you're laying out for everyone to comprehend it and be like, oh,
Right. I mean, even if we have to hold like,
and get excited for it.
yes, like we hold CEO elections on the odd years. That way we don't have to worry about it during a primary or, you know, an election year for whatever. Every 4 years, we either the CEO's doing what he says he's going to do or he's out. And we put in special things to where we don't put up with, oh, the CEO's trying to do X, Y, and Z. Nope, dude, you're gone. Like, he's gone. Like 2 days from now, he's gone. Like, we don't like that.
Yeah, I'd say like even have like weekly approval votes or monthly or something, being like, all right, you're still okay. You better watch your ass because we're gonna be another vote next week.
Yeah, I don't want it to be to where like they move in and they're like, oh, now this is our company. We're all going to start buying all you people out and blah blah blah. I don't want it like that either. I don't want it to go
Power grabs and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it to be, oh, they started it for us. Now we're going to buy it up. You know, like type of deal. I want it. Again, just like I said, if money talks, then we'll be the ones that make, not only we'll be the corporations and we'll have all the money then. And then you can't, you know, I'm not asking the government to do it. I'm just saying we'll be businesses ourselves then as a collective whole all the way around. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's just basically a macro, like it's like a union, but for as a whole, like kind of, I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. It's like, let's start an investment firm that's basically a giant union with companies under its umbrella.
Right.
You know?
Right. However that looks, you know what I'm saying. But that's just the
Right.
general,
Yeah.
you know, rough guideline. Dude, sign me up.
Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah, I know. Sounds
You
good.
want to do 6 companies at $45 a piece? Sure, let's go. You know, $12 billion for each one to start, slush fund to start up, slush funds. We'll get into that later. Let's not run down that road right
Yeah.
now. But
We'll bring that up next.
But yeah, a $12 billion slush fund to start multiple companies because we all are paid into it. And there'll be some that won't. That's fine, whatever. You could buy in later. You know what I mean? At $45. I don't know why we would do. I don't know why we're allowing them to run our lives, is what I'm saying. Like all the way around. Excuse me.
Yeah, no.
But-
I think that'll be a good time to call it, though.
I don't know. I feel super,
Yeah.
super like, but yeah, Tucker coming on with that. Ooh.
Right. Asking the right questions. As much as I don't agree with him, I agreed with that question. I want to hear that answer. So
Yeah,
thought I'd bring it up.
and fuck you AI bros.
Yeah.
It'll have its cases, you know, but I don't think it's going to be all end all because it just can't be.
Yeah.
I don't think we're smart enough.
It's not going to replace. It's not replacing the smart. AI is going to be the dummy in the room in a room full of smart people,
Yeah,
basically.
well, because it can't think. It can only do predictive.
Yeah. So
It can run models.
that's whatever you can have that dummy do in the room. He can be useful for that. That's it.
Yeah, it can run models.
That's in a nutshell.
Right. It could do a bell curve, I'm sure. It could do a bell curve like nobody's business. That's fine.
Busy work.
Right. But
Busy work. It's not reinventing the wheel.
it'll probably make it square and call itself a genius.
Right.
Like all the tech bros do.
And yeah,
And Amazon wasn't even started by him.
present it like
It was
it's fully
started by his
functioning.
wife.
And be like, here you go.
It was started by his wife. She wanted the book exchange online bookstore.
Gave him the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was her. That was hers. That's why there's self-publishing on there, because of her. He didn't start it. She did. From what I read way back in the day.
I believe
when
it
it first started. Anyways, man, like, share, subscribe, be cool, comment, tell us we're crazy.
Comment down below.
If not, write a comment that you definitely want to jump in on this and figure it out. I'm right here. I will do what I
Right?
can to get
Yeah,
that
come
rolling
chat.
too. You know?
Yeah, if you want to invest, let's go.
Yeah,
the more people we can have join in on it,
if you got,
let's get the collective
if
going.
you see the vision that I see,
We don't need anything right now. We just need I like that idea, and let's get likes on
stuff
it.
on paper. Yeah, let's get the paper figured out,
Yeah.
and then take it from
Get
there.
the ball rolling.
You're a lawyer, you know business law, you know stock law, you know whatever. Like, let's get it rolling. Let's figure it out, or get with the spirit guy. All the above. Somebody take the
The
idea
more
and
people,
run
the
with it.
more it'll be real.
Somebody,
Right.
yeah. I just don't want it to be corrupt and crazy. I want it to be for real. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only fear of, is that it's going to end up corrupt, and I don't want that. You know, I don't want to be taking everybody's money. I really want it to be something legit. You know,
Communicative, yeah, like equal across.
right? That's my only fear of it. But anyways, be cool, Mark.
All right, see you later,
See
Rich.
ya.